Allô, Nissan? Hey, grosse tempête, hein?
Hey, Karine, oui, je sais, les vilains bonhommes de neige sont de retour.
Mais avec le Nissan Rogue à traction intégrale, c'est pas stressant.
Exact, il est conçu et testé pour nos hivers. Oh, Karine, il y a un bonhomme dans le Rogue.
Ah, c'est correct. J'ai allumé les sièges chauffants.
Ah, bien joué, Karine. Maîtrisez toutes les conditions. Louez le Rogue S 2026 à partir de 0,4% jusqu'à 36 mois, incluant une réduction fidélité de 0,5% pour les clients Nissan admissibles. Jusqu'au 2 mars, sur approbation de crédit, les conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
It's time for In Transit right here on the Elias Macco Show, and today's edition of In Transit takes a look at parking tickets, but not just any type of parking ticket. Imagine you park in a private lot, and let's be honest here, maybe you shouldn't be in that lot, but you park in the lot, you go and do your errands, you get back, and lo and behold, there is a ticket on your windshield. It's happening to Montrealers, and here's the thing. You're looking at that ticket, and it's red border, and it's red and white, and it's got the same type of print, and boy, it looks exactly like a ticket you'd get from the City of Montreal. But they're not from the City of Montreal. They're from private parking companies. Are these types of tickets legal? Do you need to pay them? Our next guest faced that situation. They were going to get blood tests at a CLSC, and across the street, there's an SAQ. So they say, you know what, I'll park at the SAQ. And here's an interesting situation, right? You're going to go access health services, and the SAQ, it's a government body. Why not just park your car there? But they get back to their car, and there's a ticket on their windshield. Julien Gagné is a union advisor and a lawyer, and he was greeted with one of these tickets recently, and he's on the line. Julien, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's talk about this ticket here. First things first, describe it to us. Who handed out the ticket? What does it look like? What were your reactions when you got back to your car and you saw this ticket?
Well, I was going out of the CLSC. I had blood samples taken. It took about 15 minutes. And when I got to my car, the guy was actually putting the ticket in my windshield. So I asked him like, what is this? Because he wasn't identified, his car wasn't, and he didn't have a uniform or anything. And he just said, call them and they'll figure something out or something. It was kind of shady. It didn't seem official at all, but the ticket seemed very official, and it referred to the municipal regulations. So as a lawyer, I'm used to searching in the regulations and the law. So I took a look, and there was really nothing about having the authority for private companies to emit those tickets. So I wrote to them and said, basically, this, I don't have to pay this and I won't. And they replied, I thought it was very arrogant the way they replied. They told me that I shouldn't ignore the law, and that they would give my ticket to an agence de recouvrement.
Oh, a collections agency to come after you.
Yeah, to come after me. And they even said that they could tow my car at my private, in front of my apartment. And I thought it was very funny. So that's why, I exchanged mails with them, and eventually I wrote to Journal de Montréal so that they could be aware of the situation, because I think it's very problematic for private companies to take advantage of the ignorance of the law that the average citizen has. You can't expect the citizens to know the regulations, and if on the ticket it's written that they have such authority to emit those tickets, people are going to pay. So basically, I went to the police also, because I think it's a kind of a racket. I think it's a fraudulent practice, and many people paid those tickets and they didn't have to. Basically, it's the same principle as if somebody parked in front of your driveway, and instead of towing the car, you would just write on a piece of paper, you owe me $65, and if you don't, you're gonna owe me $85 in a week and $110 in a month. It has no legal basis whatsoever.
Okay, so
I wanted to this practice.
So this for our listeners' sake here, for anyone who's faced that and gotten these tickets from a parking company, they don't need to pay them, and those threats that are on that ticket or that they may get if they try and communicate, those threats are not enforceable by law.
No, they're not enforceable at all, and they don't have your address. They don't have access to the information on the SAAQ about how to reach you.
Uh-huh.
So I would advise if you receive such ticket, you can just throw it in the garbage.
Okay, so let me throw this at you, Julien, because I got a message from a listener, and they have another perspective on this, right? And they say, hey, before we talk about the rise of fake tickets, let's talk about the rise of people parking in places that they should not be parking, okay?
Yep.
So I got that text, and I said, oh, geez, okay, maybe they've got a point, right? Like some people park in private lots, and maybe there are signs up that saying, hey, this is a private lot, this is not for you, and you risk it, right? So, I guess technically you shouldn't have been in that lot at the time, the SAQ lot at the time, but I'm sure a lot of people do exactly what you do. What do you say to that side of things?
Yeah, well, I understand and I agree that people shouldn't use those private parking lots without trying to find an alternative. But I understand that private companies can look at that, can make sure that people use the parkings in a way that is appropriate, but they have to follow regulations to do so. I wouldn't have contacted the media if they towed my truck. They would have to follow regulations to do so. And to be honest with you, I was absent for 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, they wouldn't have time they wouldn't have had time to tow it.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't problematic at all, my usage of the parking lot, because it was empty. So I wasn't taking anybody's place. I understand that the problem with people who use private parking for a whole day, and those situations, in those instances, they should get towed. But the regulations say you can tow a truck, and it's not only you can tow a truck, there's a limit on the fees for the towing. They have to respect, if you come back and the car is still with the tow truck and it hasn't left the parking, you can order them to let go of your car, and they can't charge you anything. It's all written in the regulations.
So, Julien, I want to thank you for coming on, because I think you've really put things, you're a great communicator here to tell us what they can and they can't do. And that's a valid point there. There is a difference between the towing and just putting these fake tickets on a windshield. If it has saved one person from paying a fake parking ticket, I'm so happy you came on this morning.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
I just said if our interview today has saved one person from paying a fake ticket, mission accomplished. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, and I hope it does.
Julien, take care. Thanks so much, and we'll talk again, hopefully. That's Julien Gagné, a union advisor and a lawyer. Let us know if you've ever gotten one of these fake tickets. 514-800 is our text line. Would love to know if you've faced one of these in your life.